Declare this Wednesday, September 9th, 2020 meeting of the Board of Supervisors called to order. This is a special meeting of the Board of Supervisors in order to respond to the issues that we're dealing with the Valley Fire, which has been declared to be a countywide emergency. And to get this meeting started, I'll ask the clerk to go ahead and call the roll.
Thank you, Chairman Cox. Before I call the roll, I would like to note for the record that all 5 supervisors are participating via teleconference. As such, all votes will be handled by a roll call vote. Additionally, before we begin, any members of the public that wish to provide oral testimony during today's meeting, please review the instructions posted on the Clerk of the Board's webpage. With that, I'll now call the roll. Supervisor Jacob?
Jacob here.
Supervisor Gaspar?
Present.
Supervisor Fletcher?
Here.
Vice Chairman Desmond?
Desmond's here.
Great. Chairman Cox?
Here. Again, we really only have one item on today's agenda, and that's the declaration of a local countywide emergency concerning the Valley Fire. And to give us an update on this item and the action that we need to take, I'm going to ask Holly Porter, our Deputy Chief Administrative Officer for Public Safety, to give us a presentation.
Good afternoon, Chairman Cox and members of the board. On September 5th at approximately 2:20 p.m., a fire broke out in unincorporated San Diego County near Alpine. Due to extreme weather conditions of high heat and low humidity, the fire spread rapidly and as of this afternoon has burned 17,565 acres with 11% containment. The director of the Office of Emergency Services proclaimed a local emergency on September 6th due to the imminent risk to life and property and extreme fire conditions in San Diego County. We're here today for the board's ratification of that local proclamation. At this time, damage assessment teams are able to confirm the destruction and loss of 20 habitable structures, and our deepest sympathies go out to residents who have lost everything in the Valley Fire. Please know that the county will be here as a resource as you begin the long process of recovery. The Valley Fire response is ongoing. A swift and well-resourced response prevented this fire from being even worse. The heroic efforts of County Fire, CAL FIRE, and our regional partners was immediate, highly effective, and a testament to the fire preparedness initiatives led by your board. Your investments in communication systems, fire equipment, technology, and regional partnerships have all contributed to a well-coordinated quick response. Simply put, it could have been worse. 20 habitable structures were lost, but thousands more were saved. Today, there were 687 personnel, 8 air tankers, and 14 helicopters assigned to the fire. This impressive mix of local, state, military, and federal resources and the seamless coordination between all levels of government contributed to the fact that the fire held within the containment lines during the Santa Ana wind event last night, preventing further destruction. El Capitan High School and Steel Canyon High School remain staffed to accept evacuees. The Red Cross is assisting in placing evacuees in hotel rooms, with 362 fire evacuees housed in 9 hotels as of this morning. The Department of Animal Services has been working with the Humane Society to accept and care for both household pets and livestock whose owners have been displaced by the Valley Fire. As of today, Animal Services has received and cared for 299 animals since the beginning of the fire, and that includes cats, dogs, goats, horses, and an assortment of other animals. As we speak, thousands of people are still under evacuation orders and warnings. It's the top priority of everyone working on the fire to safely and swiftly allow people back into their neighborhoods, and we hope that process will begin as early as this evening. When repopulation occurs, we know that some people will return to debris and ash, the remnants of what was once their home. For these 20 families and others who may have lost accessory structures, we have a recovery website, hotline, and dedicated email for residents impacted by the Valley Fire. County staff will work with fire survivors to provide mental health resources, linking them with nonprofit agencies who will assist in their recovery and eventually with rebuilding. Please visit sdcountyrecovery.com or call 858-715-2200 for more information. I'm joined today by County Fire and CAL FIRE Chief Tony Meacham and the Office of Emergency Services Director Jeff Toney, in addition to the Director of the Department of Animal Services, Jennifer Campbell, if the board has any questions. And that concludes my presentation, Chairman Cox.
Thank you very much, Holly. Appreciate the information. I know that Supervisor Diane Jacob has been front and center since this fire is in her district and has had a number of contacts over the weekend. I know I had a briefing for the media this morning. Diane, did you have anything you wanted to add or share?
Yes, I do. Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and thank you to Helen and Holly and Chief Meacham and Jeff, all the team. I have seen firsthand the results of our efforts and the coordinated effort with all of the agencies that Holly mentioned. I can tell you it's second to none. I mean, it's incredible. Thank God for the wind dying down. This could have been a real bad one. We're not out of the woods yet. I'm out in the district now, and I can see a big plume of smoke, but it's over more towards the north and the east still. And let's just hope that it stays there and burns to the east. But what I saw were a lot of people alongside the road. I saw fire engines saving homes. I saw firefighters absolutely exhausted in extreme heat, hotter than we've ever seen before. Really tough situations, and the topography out here is very, very difficult. But we often talk about the 1-2 punch, and it's those boots on the ground, but the aerial support was phenomenal. Everything from the helicopters, the sheriff's helicopters, the military, the C-130s, we saw the 747 several times, the DC-10, the C-130s out of Ramona. I mean, Chief Meacham, you're my hero. Your leadership during this and then tying in with the feds on the Unified Command is just been sensational, just fantastic. So I can't thank you all enough. And my heart goes out to those who have lost their homes. That is something that none of us ever want to experience, but to just know that, as Holly said, the county is here to help. We know how to do it. For better, for worse, we've had a lot of practice in doing this. We don't need any more, I don't think. But we still have some serious situations out in the backcountry. There's a large portion of our backcountry area that has been out of power and out of electricity since Sunday around noon, a little after noon. And it's not anticipated, according to SDG&E, the power's going to be going on until the 15th of September. That's a long time. So people are needing to get back in and put gasoline in their generators because they're on wells. And of course, that requires the generator and the electricity. So I just share that to be sensitive to those folks that are out there. I know some accommodations have been made on the roads that have been blocked for people to get in, and I'm very appreciative, Tony, your efforts on that. And I've talked with Sheriff Gore and his people, and so people that might be listening to this, if they, according to the sheriff and according to the fire officials, that if they need to get back into their home, they're not going to be allowed to because it's an evacuation area, but they can go to whoever's there at the blockage, highway patrol, deputy sheriffs, and indicate what it is they need, if it's medication or they need gasoline in to fuel their generators, that will be accommodated. And I'm not hearing phone calls like we did the other day on that. So I really appreciate that effort. And I know you're all going to be reassessing to make sure that it's safe out there. And I've tried to explain to people this morning on the news that they don't understand. They don't see the fire close and they see the fire far away, but there's down power lines. There are boulders in the roadway. And in order for the fire apparatus to get through, it needs to be clear just in case those winds shift. So again, a big thank you to all of you. Oh, it's a double whammy with the pandemic and the fires, but it looks like at this point anyway, we're going to get through the fire front. So thank you all for your help. It's been awesome, and thanks to my colleagues.
Thank you, Supervisor Jacob. And again, thank you for all the hard work you're doing out there. I know that you've been on top of this from the very beginning. Chief Meacham, do you have anything else you want to add as the chief of our San Diego County Fire Authority and the CAL FIRE chief for San Diego County?
Chairman Cox, thank you for the opportunity. We're making great progress on the fire. Tonight at 5 p.m. they're having a meeting to continue to focus on getting folks back into their home and lifting some of the evacuation orders. And I just want to add that I really think the thanks needs to be passed on to primarily our seasonal firefighters. These are young men and women in their early 20s, and the conditions they faced Saturday, temperatures in excess of 110 degrees with the firefight that occurred. I'm just super proud and honored. And thank you, Supervisor Jacob, for recognizing the incredible regional effort that went into that. So thank you, Chairman Cox.
Very good. And again, Tony, thank you to all of you and all of your staff from CAL FIRE and all the other firefighters that have come in through mutual aid, and it certainly has been a team effort. I heard Diane, a portion of Diane Jacobs' comments this morning, and it really took me back because I've been around long enough to remember the 1970 fire. I was teaching driver training at Bonita Vista High School, and I remember watching that fire come up very close to Spring Valley and realized that it was not that far away. Fortunately, I think it was actually 50 years ago this week, I think, when that fire happened. And obviously we learned a lot from 2003 and 2007, as Diane mentioned in her press conference. We've come a long way. Any fire is a big issue, but I think the aerial response that we've seen, the coordination we have with the Navy, all the other fire apparatus that we've purchased and have been able to draw on from other agencies, I think certainly are being well utilized. We thank all of the first responders, the sheriff's deputies that are out there to help direct people to where to go, and all of our other folks from the Red Cross that are an integral part of this team. Are there any questions of my colleagues or comments? And we do need a motion.
Mr. Chairman, I would move the CAO's recommendation.
Okay. And Supervisor Fletcher has seconded that motion. Any comments from my colleagues? Desmond.
Real quick, thank you, Chairman Cox. And again, I want to also say my appreciation for the leadership of Chief Meacham and the County Fire Emergency Operations Center, and Supervisor Jacob as well, being out there, with boots on the ground and doing the great job. And especially to all the hardworking firefighters who are out there in all that heat and the tireless regional, effort here in Southern California and putting out the fire. So just going to put my appreciation out there and say thank you very much, Chief Meacham, for keeping us safe and keeping the fight going, and for doing a great job, and everybody at the EOC as well. It's a great effort, and it really shows well for the county, and I appreciate it.
Thank you, Vice Chairman. Any other comments? If not, would the clerk go ahead and call the roll? And basically, the motion before us is to ratify the proclamation of a local county-wide emergency regarding the Valley Fire. We have a motion by Supervisor Jacobs, seconded by Supervisor Fletcher.
Thank you, Chairman Cox. Also note for the record that there are no requests to speak from the public on this item, and we did receive 2 e-comments on this item. With that, Chairman Cox?
Aye.
Supervisor Jacob?
Aye.
Supervisor Gaspar?
Aye.
Supervisor Fletcher?
Aye.
Vice Chairman Desmond?
Aye.
Chairman Cox, the motion passes unanimously with all board members being present and voting aye.
Very good. That completes the business that we have before us today for this special meeting of the San Diego County Board of Supervisors. Our next meeting is on Tuesday, September, I believe it's the 15th.
September 15th. Yep.
All right, at 9 a.m. for our regular board meeting. This meeting is adjourned.